Hello? I bought a tablet because I'm very fancy. Hello, good afternoon everybody. I'd like to thank you all for joining me today for the President's November press briefing. We have a lot to go over today, and we will start with the President's choice in deodorant. Oh wait, sorry, that speech was written for my other job. For those of you who don't know me, first off, good for you, as I'm sure Deanna and Eric will attest to, I can be a lot to handle. Anyway, my name is Cody Delaney, and I am one of Eric and Deanna's best friends. I'd like to say that I'm the one responsible for introducing Eric to Deanna, but that would actually be a complete lie. In a tale as old as time, the two beloveds met in a more traditional manner through a dating app. As is the case with most people who meet on a dating app these days, they decided to get married. And it is for this reason that we are gathered here today. So thank you, Tinder, or Hinge, or Bumble, or Coffee Meets Bagel, or Grindr. Okay, probably not that one. I figured I would talk a little bit about Eric, since he's getting married, I guess, I don't know. First and foremost, Eric is a true procrastinator. Not only was he late to his own wedding rehearsal, somehow he managed to be late to residency too. A week late, in fact. When he finally arrived, I remember being annoyed that he got to skip orientation. Then I saw how ripped he was, and annoyance turned into jealousy. Then he made several video game references, and I realized he's just a big, muscular nerd. Not only that, but an extremely friendly and welcoming nerd. That's Paul. The same day I met him, he was already asking me what we were going to do that weekend, as though we had known each other for forever. That weekend we hung out, I got drunk, Eric drove me home, and I shared more with him that first night than most people I've known my entire life. But that's just the kind of guy Eric is. First off, a great driver. You should consider taking a side hustle with Uber. But even more importantly, he's a truly genuine person that you can open up to and not be judged. Oh, I'm making baby angry. Okay. Eric is also a man of traditions. Prior to asking Deanna for her hand in marriage, he made sure to get permission from her father, Ken. Sorry, I should be more formal and use his full name, Kenifer Okajima. Now, Kenifer and I go way back. We used to be in a band together. Having known Mr. Okajima for those 120 to 160 minutes, at first I was scared he would change his mind and deny Eric Deanna's hand, as Ken is a man of great wisdom in class, whereas Eric carries around his cat in a little backpack in public. However, I remember that Ken and Eric had shared many romantic evenings together in a hot tub. Don't worry, the rest of the Okajimas were there too, including Deanna. With that knowledge in mind, I knew Eric was a shoo-in for the part of Deanna's husband. Once you've seen Eric's pecs firsthand, you can rest assured. Knowing he will be able to protect anyone he loves and holds dear. AKA his PS5. Just kidding. Of course we know, I mean his beautiful wife, Deanna. I just hope Eric never did the peck dance in front of Mr. Okajima. Now on to Deanna. I remember hearing about Deanna before I met her when Eric, our friend Chuck, and I would discuss which dating app girl we wanted to pursue. I remember thinking, well, don't date her, she has a weird name. Sorry, Deanna. But then I met Deanna and still didn't want them to date because I realized how amazing she was, and that would mean less video game time with Eric and Truck. Deanna has such a pure heart, and it is because of this pureness that I have to fight the desire to torment her on a daily basis. Whether it be making inappropriate jokes around her, mimicking her weird hiccups, or jumping out from around a corner to scare her, I take pride in trying to make her feel awkward. But despite my best efforts, I feel like Deanna just accepts me for who I am, which is to say, a complete idiot. But that's just the kind of girl Deanna is. extremely accepting and patient. And believe me, when living with Eric, patience is a virtue. To this day, I hear story after story from Eric about how she keeps cleaning up after him around the apartment and he has to fight her off. However, Deanna certainly has her quirks too. As with my girlfriend Amira, Deanna suffers from a debilitating medical condition in which she falls into a deep coma within 30 minutes of watching any show. The other day we watched a horror film, and shortly after the movie started, I looked over to see Deanna sleeping peacefully amidst the violence, gore, and screaming going on in the background. And as with every time we watched something together, once the movie finished, Eric had to spend 20 to 30 minutes trying to coax her off the couch. It's like she enters a vegetative state. Her limbs lose any ability to move at all. Eric is then forced to pick up Deanna and carry her off the couch. I have probably witnessed this bizarre ritual at least 50 times, and there seems to be no end in sight. Finally, Eric's pecs have a purpose. And whether it be Deanna cleaning up after Eric, or Eric carrying around comatose Deanna, these are but two small examples of the myriad ways in which these two beautiful people support each other every day. And as long as they continue that support, their love will continue to grow. So here's to Eric and Deanna Leung. May your lives be long and filled with happiness, support, and love. Cheers.
Thank you, Cody. Is that a toast or a roast?